Hola, bonjour. Tim Glom here, VP of Content and Data at Cheetah Digital. And today in this video, I want to talk about influencer marketing, but not just talk about it. I want to show you ways that you can tap influencer marketing to build your database and have a direct communication layer and channel directly to an audience. Some will be your customers, some will be your competitors' customers, and that's even better than sometimes having your customers. So influencer marketing. First, here's a stat for you. $5 billion or more is being spent right now on influencer marketing. Now, I'll talk specifically about social influencing marketing, and that's where the bulk of it happens, right? You get a social influencer on Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, wherever, and then all of a sudden you're tapping them to promote your products and services, but you're here, the influencer's in the middle, and your audience is over there. It's no different than the whole Facebook, Twitter conundrum. It's like, great, they have the party, they have the people I want to reach, but I got to go through them to reach them. So the point of my strategy today I want to focus on is how do you use influencer marketing to get people off the influencer or at least into your database so they can continue to have a relationship. I'm going to start with this slide, and these are the 5 things we're going to go over today. Number 1, I'm going to tell you why influencer marketing, it's really a database growth strategy. It is not about building your likes and this and that. And it's not about short-term fleeting, oh, she posted my new bathing suit and a link to it, so I made some sales today. That's great. That's fleeting. You can't do that. That's not scalable. You can't do it time and time and time again. And you continually have to go out and pay your influencer every time you want them to promote a product or service. And even if you create a bulk annual deal with them, can you measure them? Is it really, really working at the register? Number 2, I'm going to explain why influencer marketing is not a social growth strategy. This is the number 1 thing I see brands doing wrong. And as a former brand marketer for over 4 dozen clients in the last 2 years, this is where we've made some corrective action for them for a net positive. We actually can track sales because it's not about social. What I mean by that is, again, the like, share, follow 3 people scenario. It's commonplace. It's like rats running around social. Hey, you want to win this thing? Just like, share, and tag 3 of your friends. It's inflated, it's fleeting again, and it's short term. So don't try and build your social based on social influencing. Try and get that influencer's audience into your own database. Make them your audience. And again, remember, anytime you're building something up on social, there's an algorithm in the way that you don't control. So you're going to have to get your checkbook out if you want to continue to reach those people. I don't care if you have 5, 10, 20 million likes on a Facebook page, you're still only reaching a fraction of that. Whereas at your own database, you can see deliverability and measurability, and you can get 100% almost deliverability if you have a good email, outbound, SMS nurture strategy. So let's get those people into your database. 3, let's talk about the tools you need. You know, you don't have to use Cheetah platform. We have Cheetah Experiences. It's a great ingest platform. So on the front end of a consumer journey, what we mean by that is you can take unknown people on social, people just out there, consumers, you don't know their name, you don't know anything about them, and we can make them a known entity. So for example, I'm going to show you an example here. We have a platform where we actually go out and we run sweepstakes through social influencers. So here's a quick one. Heartland Bowhunter happens to be one of our clients' influencers. Heartland Bowhunter has a television show on the Outdoor Channel. They also have a successful YouTube channel, and they do a ton of outdoor conventions. So they go and press the flesh. So for Heartland Bowhunter and the brand Bowtech, archery company that partnered with them, Bowtech's looking to get their audience into their database. So Heartland Bowhunter now has a survey of their own, a sweepstakes of their own. Bowtech's promoting it. They use their paid media. Bowtech's using their print ads. Bowtech's using their 30-second spots on TV inside of Heartland's television show. So all Bowtech's investment, they're just asking Heartland to be the face of it and convince their fans to take this quick survey and enter to win a product prize pack. So what's great about that is Bowtech is measuring Heartland. They can see how many views, how many impressions. They can see how many entries actually came through. And better than that, they can even see the questions and answers per person. So remember, unknown, I'm Tim Glom. I may saw the 30-second commercial from Heartland. They said, text in this keyword to win. I texted in. I answered the 9 questions. And then all of a sudden, I'm in Bowtech's database. In this particular instance, I'm also in Heartland's database, but there's this explicitly clear opt-in for me. I can say, yes, I want to be on Heartland's marketing list. I want to be on Bowtech's marketing list. Yes, I want more prizes and personalization, and I want offers from you based on my answers. If you ask me, you should listen. Dang it. So that's what we're talking about. Another instance here, Eva Shockey, a giant outdoor personality with millions and millions of fans across Facebook and Instagram. She has her own books. She has her own signature lines of clothing and products in mass market stores. She appeals to a wide range of audience, not just hunters. She was tapped for Bowtech when they launched a new bow. She basically promoted, hey, they have this new bow, go answer some questions and use it. So another great way. And Bowtech, in fact, I'm going to show you some stats here. This is the back end of our platform that Bowtech used. Bowtech had a giveaway, and this is just one single instance, but there were 10,000 views in a 3-day period, 9,500 to be exact, and 6,200 entries. So, and those people had to answer a bunch of questions. So not only could we say, if this was Eva Shockey's 3-day period of promotion on Instagram, hey, for $0, Eva Shockey dropped it on Instagram. She asked people to swipe up or click here. Bowtech collected the data, and we can say, great, this is our conversion rate, and this is what our cost was. Not only that, they can go in and they start to see what kind of answers they're getting from people. So that's what we're talking about. There's tons of tools out there you can use. They don't have to be cheetah-based, but the idea is get your influencers to get someone to take an action on a platform you own. Get them out of Facebook, get them out of Instagram, or get them off there for a second, get you the information, put it into your database. And then what happens after you have them in your database and you start asking the questions and getting the answers is tremendous. But first, let's look at what does it look like when you ask a question. So what I'm going to show you here is an actual sweepstakes that we just looked at. Heartland Bowhunters asking some questions. So now I have to answer these as a consumer. If I shoot a vertical bow, which is an actual piece of athletic equipment that's used in the Olympics, etc., which brand do you own? And these are brands. You know, this could be Nike, Adidas, etc. This could be your competitor brands. You know, you want to know who is the influencer's audience buying? All right. So let's say, great, I choose Matthews. Next, other questions. This is zero-party data at its finest. This is psychographic data. This is not data you can deduce from social, from your website, behavioral, etc. These are psychographic questions that we're actually going to ask people and get the answers to. And what's cool is when you get into your CDP or your EDP, as we have at Cheetah Digital, you can start to see the answers in aggregate and at an individual level. So for example, we asked the question, hey, what's most important when considering a product in the archery space? You can see your answers. You can see your total addressable audience, and you can see the areas of opportunity. So again, social influencer dropped this for us. All they did was look pretty and drop a link. Awesome. They got their audience into our database by taking these surveys that were hosted either on a microsite, maybe on the influencer's website, maybe on my own brand website, and I'm able to track them all individually. You might have 10, you might have 50, you might have 100 social influencers. Give them all one tool and just give them a link. They all have an individual link, but one tool's aggregating all the insights directly in the middle. And you can start to see things like, which is really, really nice, purchase intent data. We actually ask people, hey, when you buy your next product, what budget are you going to be in? Now, as a marketer, this is the holy grail. I can see that my sweet spot is $1,000 to $1,249. That's where I have the biggest audience. So now that we have the data in and flowing in, what are we going to do? We are going to create real-time messaging back to these contestants, the entrants. Again, to recap, influencer promoted it. They got them into the survey. It landed in my database. And because I knew the answers that were coming, I could write different dynamic content in an email or an SMS offer. Or frankly, if you said you care about accuracy or you care about speed or whatever the attribute might be for your brand, you could trigger that into a remarketing campaign and literally start, tagging them with ads and tracking them around the web. Not in a creepy way, basically saying, hey, thanks for answering our questions. Here's the product that suits you. Here's an email. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a strategy tip here. So Bowtech, as soon as they got an entrant, if they told us when they were going to buy, are you going to buy your next bow now? Are you going to buy it next year, 2 years from now, 3 years or later? Well, if I'm going to buy it now, all you got to do is convince that entrant that you have the right product that matches them. So look at your other questions you asked, like, what do you care about? What does it have to do? Does it have to be lightweight? Yes or no? Now you can craft your story. It's just like taking a one-on-one survey, just like a human conversation. If you and I were to date, I'd ask you a bunch of questions and I'd stay on those topics and I'd talk about things you cared about. Well, this automated email that was sent immediately after somebody entered the sweepstakes was customized. So first off, we're giving away $50 in incentive to buy because I said I was going to buy this year. So I gave this person $50 incentive. And not only that, they told me that they cared about accuracy. So the image in here, box to bullet holes, basically means it's as accurate as it could be. You could be shooting bullet holes with this bow instantly. Now, if I said lightweight was the most important thing, this image would have changed. It said, Tim, did you know our new bow is a half-pound lighter than our biggest competitor? And here's $50 to go buy it. So this email has a ton of information that's customized and personalized to me. I even have a personalized code, which is nice for brick and mortar. Now I can go into my local archery shop, find this product, use that code at point of sale. That dealer is going to get his credit. He's going to get his $50 back. I'm going to get my $50 off at purchase. Let's look at it from another strategic standpoint, though. Here's a version where, hey, Tim, because you told me you're going to buy later, different persona, hey, we have a personalized offer for you. It's right in the subject matter. And then we use his name and personalize the whole thing, and we give him customized products. So you'll get $100 off this particular product if you come in and buy it. Oh, and by the way, here's your code again. So again, use the psychographic zero-party data that you know from your influencer's audience and remarket and retarget. So to recap here, I got one last slide for you. Tap the audience of your audience, use your social influencers, give them all a tool and a survey. Give each one of them a unique one so that we can track that individually so you can look at your audience in aggregate. If one social influencer is doing a lot better than another, then great, promote them, keep them around. If other influencers only get you a ton of likes, but they don't actually get you any information or data leads, then that person might have a bot problem or they just don't have an engaged audience. This is a way that you can tell very, very quickly if their audience is the right audience for you. You're going to use those tools. You're going to analyze your data. You're going to personalize your data based on the questions and answers that you're asking. And then you're going to make those offers and incentives to the right person at the right time. So, and just to wrap up here, one thing, this is the kind of insights on one campaign that was run for 8 days with 8 influencers. Bowtech, a Cheetah client, was able to understand that 55% of the people that they reached as an aggregate, 8 influencers, 55% of the people that they reached actually said they were planning to buy our bow. Whether it was true or not, it was good insights, and we're still going to nurture them. We're not going to take it for, this is the holy grail they're going to buy tomorrow. But it is also good to understand that 9% of them were planning to buy a product within 3 months. That's great as a marketer. And now you know who's planning to buy, so you can give them the right offer. And then other stats here, like 25% plan to buy in the next 6 months. And then what was also interesting is 22% of the entries in aggregate came from the ambassador with the largest social following. And by far and large, they had millions of people compared to the other ambassadors. But 16% of all entries came from the ambassador with the smallest social following. So what they thought they were going to get rid of because the person didn't have a huge following actually had an amazingly over-engaged following, and they could look at their following in the question sets different than everyone else's. So what they actually did is they got rid of some middle layer influencers that were a little expensive and didn't have great engagement, and they took the bottom ones and promoted them, and then they added more to the fold. It's a great tool. You can do this tomorrow. There's nothing stopping you from doing this right now. Cheetah Experiences can make it happen. You can always request a demo and see how we can do it. And then you can always look at our customer engagement suite, which gives you the entire platform to take people from an unknown state, a known state, quiz them, survey, and send them coupons, real-time offers, get them to watch videos, and then get them the right messaging, and even put them into a loyalty program so that you're nurturing them, keeping them buying your things, and then even turn them into advocates. So I'm going to wrap there. Social influencing. I hope this was helpful. You can find more tips like this, real case studies, real world business outcomes, and other thought leadership ideas by visiting cheetahdigital.com. And you can follow me on LinkedIn, Tim Glom. Appreciate your time.